Today I've got 5 more amazing survivor builds for you guys to try out in Dead by Daylight. You guys love when I do my top builds series. The top 10 video I posted recently is taking off, so I figured, what the hell, let me do 5 more builds for you guys. As with last time, the rules, I have 5 very different builds to fit 5 very different play styles. So whoever you are, however you like to play, there's going to be something for you in this video. And I did my best to not reuse multiple perks in the builds. So guys, check it out. 5 fresh, awesome builds for you to try out in Dead by Daylight. Let's hop into it. What up, guy? Do you like to heal? Do you like healing your teammates? Do you like healing yourself really fast? Do you love medkits? Well, guys, then this build is for you. The Medkit Master, built around a medkit. We're using the green medkit for this one. 16 charges, enough for 1 full heal, and it increases the speed you heal yourself and other people by 50%. We're using a gel dressing for 16 extra charges, which will give us 2 heals out of this medkit. Surgical sutures, which will increase our healing speed by an additional 15%, and this is where the build gets fun. 1, we're using botany. This increases our overall healing speed, period, by 50%. So healing with the med kit, it stacks. We will heal ridiculously quick by using botany with this med kit. Now, the trade-off is our healing item efficiency is reduced by 20%, so we do lose some of the charges. So instead of our normal 2 heals, we'd actually only get like 1.6, 1.7 heals out of this med kit, but we're using Streetwise to mitigate this. Streetwise reduces our item consumption rate by 25%, and it also works for us and any of our other teammates within an 8-meter radius for us. And it'll linger for them for 15 seconds, so if our teammates have some toolboxes or items, they'll get some benefit out of this perk too. But this is awesome because this makes sure we get 2 free heals out of this medkit. And not only are they free heals, they're very fast heals, guys. 50%, 15%, another 50%. Guys, you will be healing yourselves ridiculously quick. It's like 6 to 7 seconds, I kid you not, versus the usual 16 seconds it takes to heal someone the normal way. Not only that, you can heal people with your botany medkit. If you need to heal someone really fast, feel free. Dump your medkit into them, heal them really quickly if you need to get them back into the fight quicker. Now, we are taking built to last with us, so we can refill the charges on our medkit. When our charges are out of our medkit, we go into a locker. After 12 seconds, we'll get 99% of the charges back. This includes the gel dressing add-on, guys. So after the first round, we'll get 2 more heals out of the medkit, and then we'll get another heal and another heal, which is pretty badass, which means we've got 4-5 heals out of this medkit, which is usually enough for a whole game. If you want to change up this build a little bit and make it more suitable for healing your teammates with the medkit, bring the Ranger medkit. It does have 16 more charges built in. Use the same add-ons as the green medkit. But if you do bring the Ranger medkit, keep in mind your self-healing speed will not be as quick. It's still going to be pretty quick though. So if you want to heal yourself really quickly, bring the green medkit. If you just want more heals overall and want to be able to heal your teammates really quickly, bring the Ranger medkit. And then the last perk, guys, is Dead Hard. Whenever we're injured, press the... I don't even think I need to explain this to you guys. You guys should all know what Dead Hard is, but if you don't, I'm going to explain it. Whenever you're injured, you can hit your active ability button, and for the next 0.5 seconds, you can take a hit. This is great because it lets you extend the chase with any killer. Oh, my throat. Woo! This lets you extend the chase and essentially take an extra hit before going down. This is probably one of the most meta perks right now. If you don't like Dead Hard, guys, you can bring whatever exhaustion perk you like. Sprint burst, balance landing, life, it really doesn't matter. The build is focused around these 3 and the medkit. So get out there, guys. Have fun with the Medkit Master. Trust me, the healing speed is really fast. Alright, guys, where are my stealthy players at? Do you like sneaking around the map, guys? Do you like staying off the grid? Are you most likely a Claudette player? Do you just love setting up boons? Do you love that blue atmosphere, the safety a boon brings to your games? Well, guys, the sneaky boon build is for you. This is a boon-based build, guys, so we're using Boon Circle of Healing. You find a totem on the map, you bless the totem. It has a wide 24-meter radius around it after that point, which lights up in a blue color. And while that is active, you can heal your teammates 50% faster in the area, or you can heal yourself at a 50% reduced rate. Point being, Boon Circle of Healing is great for any team because it just gives your team a place on the map to heal. And if you heal other people in the boon radius, you just heal them quicker. It's awesome. We're also using Boon Shadow Step. Same thing, find a totem, bless it. It doesn't matter how many boons you run. If you bless one totem, both boons will be applied. Boon Shadow Step is amazing for staying off the grid, guys. What this does, all survivors within the boon radius will have their scratch marks gone, completely gone. And their auras will be hidden from the killer, so no aura revealing things will show your location. You're not leaving any scratch marks in the boon radius, and this effect lingers for 4 seconds after you leave the boon's range, which is awesome. It gives you plenty of time to escape if this killer's coming to snuff out the boon. Now this is just fantastic for creating just a safe place. Not only do you have a place on the map where your teammates can heal, you also have a place on your map where your teammates pretty much can't be found, or if the killer comes, there's a good chance of them getting away because they're not leaving any scratch marks, guys. I kid you not, I don't know why more people do not use Boon Shadow Step. This perk is freaking amazing. So Boon Shadow Step, guys. So a lot of times when you're working on gens with this build, you want to find the closest totem and just put your boon up. That way you have a safe space while you're working on your gens. Fun fact. But the next perk, guys, Bite the Bullet. Not only are our auras hidden, not only are we not leaving scratch marks, but if we heal ourselves or heal other teammates with, and period, it doesn't even have to be in the boon radius, they're completely quiet or we're completely quiet. This is really fun. Like if you get hit, you run back to your boon, you're not leaving any scratch marks. The only thing the killer has to go on is literally your grunts of pain. You can start healing yourself and mask your pain completely. Or if you're ever healing any of your teammates, they will stop making grunts of pain as well. And also, if you fail a skill check, it only regresses by 1% instead of the usual amount, which is just another little added bonus. Bite the Bullet, guys, a whole lot of fun. If you don't have this perk from Leon Kennedy, feel free to just use Iron Will for yourself. It'll be just fine. And then the last perk, guys, is Sprint Burst. Probably the best, but probably not the most used exhaustion perk right now. Pretty simple. Lets you run 150% quicker for 3 seconds, and then we're exhausted. Just a great, solid all-around exhaustion perk for you to use. But where this build gets a little fun is that we're actually bringing an orange map with us. And I advise you, if you do have the rainbow map, go ahead and bring it, guys. Why I like the map a lot is because it lets you track a bunch of things on the map, but specifically we are using it to track totems. I'm bringing a unusual stamp, which increases my totem tracking range, or the tracking range of my map by 8 meters, and some jelly, which slows down the map burning progression by 20%. So I've played this game a lot, and I even still sometimes struggle to find all the totem spawns. Now, if you're a absolute G at this game, and you don't need the assistance from the map, feel free to bring whatever else you want. But if you're an average player, and sometimes you struggle to find the totems, just bring this map. This makes finding your totems ridiculously easy, so that way you're never struggling finding a totem to boon, guys. It makes it so easy. It takes the guesswork out of it, and lets you just get into the game and go do what you need to do. Sneaky boon build, guys. Try it out. Do you feel like you're a know-it-all? Do you want to be a know-it-all? Do you like Thanos from the Avengers movies and how he is almighty and how he is all powerful and how at the snap of his fingers he eliminates half the population? That has nothing to do with this build, but Thanos had a vision and Thanos could see everything clearly, and that is why I've called this build the Thanos build, guys, aka the ultimate aura reading build. Let me get into it. First perk is Open Hand. It increases the aura reading ranges of all aura reading perks by 16 meters, which will help stack with the following perks to come. Now the first perk is Bond, guys. Very simple perk, but a very good perk. This lets you see your teammates within a 36-meter range of you, but combined with open-handed, you get 16 meters on top of that. So that turns into 52 meters, which is freaking huge, guys. Like, you literally never have to struggle to find your teammates. If you need someone to heal you, you can find them. If you're looking for your injured teammate, you can find them. If one of your teammates is in chase, you can see exactly where the killer's at because you can see the injured teammate who's in chase or the one who's running. Like, this gives you a lot of intel, and there's a lot of ways to use Bond to your advantage. It's just very helpful, guys. Like, knowing where your teammates are at all times, super clutch information perk. Now, there is another perk you could use instead of this, which is Kindred. Kindred works insanely well with open-handed as well, but the only reason I am using Bond over Kindred is because I want to see my teammates' auras all the time and not just when somebody's on the hook. Now, if somebody's on the hook, it's great because you'll see everybody's auras with Kindred, but then the open-handed will stack with the killer aura reading ability of Kindred. Let me just show you Kindred, which will pretty much let you see the killer in a ridiculous radius around the hook. So let me show you. Where is that? Oh, Kindred, 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 Kindred. I'm blind. I have to be looking at it. Kinship. Oh, right there. Kindred! Oh my god, ridiculous. So yeah, Kindred by baseline lets you see the killer within 16 meters of the hooked survivors. But if you have open-handed, that turns into 32 meters, which is just disgusting, guys. Disgusting. Kindred is definitely a solid trade-off for Bond. Or you could use Kindred and Bond if you don't like the other two perks in this build. But let me talk about the other two perks in this build. Visionary, guys. Visionary is a perk nobody uses. Nobody sees any value in it, but I guarantee you if you run it, you're actually going to kind of have a lot of fun. And it's really nice because it fits with the theme of the build, which is literally seeing the auras of everything. So this is simple. Lets you see generator auras within 32 meter radius. After gen is complete, it gets disabled for 16 seconds, which probably shouldn't even be included because this perk isn't that strong at baseline. But also, combined with open-handed, 32 meters turns into 58 meters. This makes it so easy to see where all the gens are at. You can prevent yourself from getting 3-gened. You never waste time looking for a gen. If you're on one of those indoor maps like Midwich Elementary or Raccoon City Police Station, where there's a couple gens that are sometimes tricky to find, even for seasoned players, Visionary takes the freaking guesswork out of it. And honestly, this build is really great on Raccoon City Police Station and Midwich Elementary. So guys, if you want to use a map offering and just go there, see what I mean by using Visionary. And then the most ridiculous perk with this build is Windows of Opportunity. This lets you see pallets, breakable walls, vault locations within 32 meters of you. But with open-handed, that turns into freaking 48 meters, guys. I kid you not. You will be tripping balls when you see all the yellow on your screen. You're seeing all the gens, you're seeing all the survivor auras, you're seeing all the obstacles and the terrain. This makes it just really easy to play smart. This takes a lot of the guesswork out of the game. And if you're one of those survivors out there who struggles with intelligence or keeping up with what's going on, even with the new HUD displays, I highly recommend this build for you. Like, you will find yourself just doing well just because you know what's going on, you know where to loop, you know where the gens are at, you know where your teammates are at. It makes it very easy to play, especially if you're not that strong at chase. You can usually avoid the killer because with Bond, you always know where your teammates are at, so you can usually see who's getting chased unless you're just the unlucky one who finds the killer first. Guys, Thanos build, try it out. You will not regret at all. Intermission, guys. If you are enjoying this video, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button because we keep you up to date with awesome, amazing survivor builds here on the channel. But not only that, guys, if you enjoy any of these builds, I will have individual episodes linked in the description below showcasing each one of these builds in actual games. So if you want to explore any of these builds further, check out the link below, watch some of these videos, and see what I mean about these builds, guys. Moving on. Hey, where my bros at? If you're one of the meme lords from my last video who really resonated with the FYO Hook build, the Rebel build, or the Giga Chad No Mither build, then this is for you. This is for my meme lords out there, my absolute trolls who are just looking to have a good time. The flip-flop build, guys, aka the SLug Me Build. Unbreakable for starters. Lets us recover from the dying state, and we heal 35% quicker while we're in the dying state. We're combining this with Tenacity. Tenacity will let us heal and crawl at the same time, but not only that, we do crawl 50% quicker, which can help us get to a safe location, and also our grunts of pain in the dying state are reduced by 75%. So when we're slugged, we're a little bit harder to find. So the idea of this build is you don't actually mind getting slugged. Our next two perks are Flip-Flop. One, when you're in the dying state, 50% of your recovery progression is converted to wiggle progression up to a max of 50%. So essentially, the longer you're on the ground and the more you get to heal, the more wiggle progression you will get, which will increase your chances of wiggling out of the killer's grasps. And then the last perk is Boil Over. Whenever the killer picks you up, the killer has a couple things happen. One, they can't see hooks within 16 meters of you. Sometimes this can be beneficial and can cause them to not find a hook, which can cause you to have time to wiggle out. Two, the efforts against the killer are increased by 80%, so you have an increased chance of the killer getting stuck on something running Boil Over. But the best part about this is if the killer drops from a second story at all while carrying you, you will get an instant 33% wiggling progression. So with boil over and flip flop, there's a good chance you'll get to wiggle out. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys. There is a high chance that this build does absolutely nothing. If you find yourself getting into chase and then you go down, the killer will most likely pick you up right away, and then this build does nothing, which is why I call it a meme build. But you have to be a little smart with this build. What you want to do with this build, guys, is just be a little bit aggressive. Like if the killer downs one of your teammates and he picks him up and he's going to hook him, but if it's one of those moments where if you take a body block, a hit, or 2 hits, if that could be enough time, which sometimes it is, to stall your teammate from getting hooked and give your teammate the chance to wiggle out, then that's where this build really shines. Because 2 things, guys. You can feel free to go up, take a hit, feel free to go up and take a second hit, and then you go down, but because the killer's carrying your teammate, he's not going to pick you up right away. So there's a high chance of you getting the chance to crawl away, hide, get some wiggle progression. If the killer's next to a hook and hooks him and then picks you up, well, at least you're not that close to another hook. So there's a good chance you can wiggle out in those situations. So what you want to do with this build is, one, you don't mind getting slugged. There's some beautiful endgame scenarios where the killer's slugging multiple people, and then this build really shines. But my favorite thing to do with this build is use a map offering. For example, Crotus Pen Asylum. Because on that map, there is that big 2-story building, both versions of it, on the maps, in the middle of the map. So whenever you're in chase, guys, you just run to that building and do your best to go down on the 2nd floor. And most times, the killer won't actually be able to take you to the hook in time, because if they drop, you get boil over. If they walk the long way, you'll probably wiggle out. And I have had games where I just keep running up there and the killer gets frustrated and ends up leaving me slugged. And if the killer leaves you slugged, then you still have your Unbreakable to get up whenever you want, or wait for your teammates to heal you. So guys, when this build works, you will find yourself laughing your ass off. And when it doesn't, it feels bad. But that's why. It's for the meme lords out there. Try it out, my friends. Are you tired of the traditional way Dead by Daylight is played? Do you hate hex totems? Specifically, do you hate playing against no-ed players? Do you just want to go and cleanse some freaking totems for your daily ritual? Well, guys, this is the build for you, the Totem Lord build. I'm going to start from the back this time. So this build is all about cleansing totems to gain some benefits from cleansing totems. So, Overzealous, after you cleanse a totem, this perk will activate, causing you to increase your repair speed on generators by a solid 8%. If you so happen to cleanse a hex totem, though, then you will be repairing 16% quicker, which feels really good. If you lose a health state, this perk deactivates, which is no big deal, because after you cleanse your first totem, you'll actually get both of these perks to activate. So Overzealous will activate, so you can do gens quicker, but also Inner Healing will activate. So whenever you're injured, all you have to do is go into a locker for 8 seconds and you will automatically be healed. So this works really well, guys. You have Overzealous, you get injured, if you escape chase, you can go into locker and heal. If you get hooked, you can get off, go into locker, get a free heal. It doesn't matter. Inner Healing works really well with this build. Since we're cleansing totems anyways, we're just getting the benefits of it. So we've got an option to heal ourselves. Counterforce. Whenever we cleanse a totem, we will cleanse it 20% quicker, which cuts down on a lot of the time of totem cleansing. And after we cleanse the totem, we will see the aura of the furthest away totem for 4 seconds, and then we get a stackable 20% cleansing totem speed for the remainder of trial. So essentially, the more totems we cleanse, the faster we will do it, which is phenomenal. And also, this will also let you know where a lot of the totems are. Works really great. Works synergistically well with what we're doing with this build anyways. And the last perk, guys, there's actually a couple options here. I am using Detective's Hunch. If you don't have this, you can use Small Game. Small Game is fine. It's a little perk that lets you see it makes a noise whenever there's a totem in front of you, essentially. If you were a veteran at this game and you pretty much know where all the totems spawn by heart and you don't need this kind of perk in this slot, then I would recommend take an Exhaustion perk with you guys. Take your Dead Hard, take your Sprint perk. If you're a newbie, take Small Game. And if you want to try something a little bit different and utilize maps a little more, try out Detective's Hunch. This is a great intel perk. Whenever a gen is completed, the auras of all generators, chests, and totems are revealed to you for 10 seconds. So this gives you a lot of intel, where the gen's at, where the chest's at, where the totem's at. And if you're holding a map, these get tracked on the map. Now this perk actually makes the green map decent, because the green map really doesn't track anything at all. You can track one generator, and it only tracks generators. This doesn't actually track the totems like the rainbow map does. But if you have Detective's Hunch, then after you pop that first gen, everything is tracked on the map. So then you can use the map to find your totems extremely easily, so you can cleanse them. And it feels really good, guys. The add-ons, just use whatever you think is cool. I have an odd stamp and a black silk cord. Not the biggest deal, but the things to do with this build, guys, is cleanse the totems to get your perk value. Don't spam cleanse them all right away, because if your teammates are running boons, you really don't want to F them over. If you're with the Survivor with friends, preferably tell your teammates not to bring any boons, because you're going to be cleansing totems. But things to keep in mind, guys, make sure you try and cleanse all 5 totems before the end game if you are worried the killer may have no ed, because then you will save yourself a lot of trouble. And then make sure you're getting value. Like, I wouldn't recommend just spam cleansing like 2-3 totems right away, because you want to cleanse, get your overzealous, because you could lose it, and then you need to heal and then cleanse again. You kind of want to pace yourself as you're cleansing totems, you know, like cleanse, I don't know, in every other gen, just kind of play it by ear. See the flow of the gameplay, guys, but don't just spam tunnel vision, cleanse all the totems, and get to a point to where you can't actually get perk value anymore. And and one more thing, guys. If you made it to the end, I got a bonus build for you guys. I ain't gonna leave you on that. One more awesome build for your itinerary, my friends. Do you want to just win your games? Do you want to utilize potentially the most underutilized item in Dead by Daylight? Do you want free map hacks? Do you just want to play a good game, and do you want to just escape? Well, my friends, this build is literally the key to success in Dead by Daylight. The build, guys. For starters, it's actually built around the skeleton key. Now, the keys are not really strong anymore like they used to be, but in certain scenarios, they still work. So essentially what this key does is it just gives us 30 seconds of use, and we can consume it to open the hatch in the end game. If the killer finds the hatch before us for the last survivor alive, we can use the key to open the hatch and still escape. To this day, I've only actually done a hatch escape like that with the key once, and it was a glorious moment. I wish I had recorded it. But where this is going to really shine is the add-ons we're using with the key. 1, the Blood Amber. This will increase the killer's aura this will reveal the killer's aura within a 32-meter range of us whenever we channel the key. And it increases our key energy consumption by 100%. So instead of 30 seconds, we get more like 15 seconds, which is okay, because you only need to flick it on for a quick second and then move about your business. Gold Token. This lets us see our survivors within 48-meter range of us. So every time we channel the key, we can see where our teammates are at, and we can see where the killer's at. But this gets even better, guys, because we're combining it with open-handed. Well, first perk, guys, exhaustion perk. I'm using Dead Hard. Feel free to bring whatever you want. Dead Hard, Sprint Burst, doesn't matter. Pick your exhaustion perk of choice. But the next perk, very important, open-handed, increases the aura reading ranges, like we mentioned before, by 16 meters. This stacks with the keys, guys. So this killer aura reading radius, instead of 32, it turns into 48 meters, which is a huge deal. And for survivors, don't even get me started, guys. It's ridiculous. 66 meter range. Every time we channel the key, guys, we can see our teammates and the killer basically for free. And this will make it to where we're always one step ahead. Like, if we need to find someone to heal, we can find them. If we need to stay away from the killer, we see where they're at. This makes it so easy to play incredibly smart, guys. Like, unless it's like a stealth killer or something, like, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this build, especially on maps like Raccoon City, RPD, you name it, indoor maps. The next perk, guys, Left Behind. Because you have the ability to always see the killer's aura, you can actually play quite smart and usually avoid the killer whenever the killer's heading in your direction. If you're playing smart, it's really easy to actually stay off the grid, and a lot of times you will be the last survivor alive in the trial. So Left Behind lets you see the hatch in the endgame within a 32-meter range. But remember, we are using open-handed, which increases our reading by 16 meters. So essentially, within a 50-meter range, we can see where the hatch is at. So we will know where the hatch is at in the endgame. And the best part is it doesn't even matter if the killer finds the hatch first, because we're bringing the key with us, because we can literally just go and open that sucker up and escape, guys. Probably one of the best endgame combos, perks, items to have in a 1v1 situation with the killer ever. And then last but not least, built to last, you gotta love this perk, dude. It just opens up so many possibilities for so many builds. Whenever we use up our key charges, we'll just hop into the locker for 12 seconds, and then we'll get a full refund back. I've explained this perk before. Essentially just lets us get a lot of uses out of our key, so we can at least see the aura throughout the entire game. Guys, try this build out. The key to success in Dead by Daylight. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We've got a different kind of build for almost every kind of play style except for gen rushing, but if you guys want more gen rushing builds, I do have a top 4 gen rushing builds series on the channel, and also there's an amazing gen rush build in my top 10 build series I just posted previously. So guys, smash that like button, subscribe to the family. If you made it this far, what are you waiting for? Hit that sub button, join the DVD Builds family, guys, and check out the videos below, guys. If you're interested in any of these builds, individual videos are in the description below for each of these builds, showcasing them in action. And on that note, my friends, have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I will see you on the next one.